Hello everyone, welcome to our Nutcracker Celebration. Thank you all so much for being here today. My name is Robert Deckers. I'm the Artistic Director of Berkeley Ballet Theater, and it's such an honor to be welcomed by these three incredible BBT community members, our Executive Director, Ali Taylor-Lang, Studio Company Advisor, Dance for PD Director, and Faculty Member Susan Weber, and of course, Faculty Member and Rehearsal Director, Ms. Kaori Ogasawara. So grateful to gather with you all tonight for this very special performance. In a time when we're not able to gather for live performance, I think this is such a wonderful opportunity to join our community members in celebration of a really, really special production that has touched the lives of generations of dancers and families. Miss Sally Streets and her late son, Robbie Nichols, created the Nutcracker production in the late 1980s, and for 30 years we've been performing this work. As you'll see in tonight's performance, which highlights footage from over 30 years of the show, the production has evolved and gone in many directions. So you'll see variations of pieces and different divertissements that have really had many different interpretations that are inspired by the dancers that are in the school and by the choreographers' inspiration at that time. So I really have enjoyed getting to see so many different versions of this show and seeing how, no matter how it evolves, the spirit of generosity and love that's at the heart of this show has stayed alive and really brought our community together in meaningful ways. Miss Susan, I would love to chat with you just a little bit about your experiences here at BBT and specifically around this production.
Thanks, Robert. I've seen every Nutcracker for more than 20 years. I'm not sure exactly which was the first, and usually multiple times each year. I love watching students progress as their roles get increasingly challenging, and I know that for them, they get to watch and look ahead and kind of imagine what they'll be doing the following year. That's a really wonderful process for everybody. Another thing I love about this production is the non-traditional homelessness theme. It's so fitting for Berkeley and for just the kind of people who our community is made up of. The kindness, the generosity, and the spirit of the work is just really lovely. Everybody always leaves feeling wonderful at the end of this show. Lots of times when I was in the audience, I would be sitting in the back row, which is where Miss Sally and Robbie would sit traditionally. And one of my favorite things was how Robbie would laugh louder than anyone else in the house. He had such a great appreciation for little moments of comedy or beauty that individual dancers would supply, and it was great. He was very childlike, and his laughter was infectious. Sally always insisted on super high standards. She had a vision for the show that it would be like a professional performance, not like a student recital. And so she held dancers to this standard so that people coming to watch weren't like making excuses, oh, these are children, but really enjoying a very high level production. And then also her own affection for this production is really intimately connected with her profound love for Robbie, and then later for her feelings of loss. And it's really poignant and important, I think, in sort of the way that we've all experienced this production of Nutcracker, that we remember Robbie very fondly. And I really thank him and Sally for lots and lots of years of very happy holiday memories around this production.
Thank you so much, Susan. Appreciate those words. Ms. Kaori, you have for the last several years staged the Nutcracker production with our dancers, working long Saturdays to help them prepare for the various roles in this show. And I just wonder if you could share a few words about the experiences. I think people come to the show and they see the final product, and even the parents don't quite understand just how much work goes into getting the show ready every year. And if you would mind sharing just a little bit about your experiences with this production.
Thank you, Robert. Hi, everybody. So this is my, usually this time is the busiest year for all of us at the BBT, and anxious, nervous, excitement, and I miss all of those moments. And then I don't know if you know about this, but my life with BBT has started through this beautiful Nutcracker. Yes, the year Miss Susan took over for the BBT, that her and me sat in a little office, and Miss Susan asked me, could you please help this Nutcracker, which I never ever seen before. And it's all new to me, but I also, honored about, well, she asked me with this, and actually this is my way to have a great relationship with BBT. So that's how we started. I still clearly remember the year. First year I was very I was just nervous, but I tried to run every night, every single night, watch the video, and all the older students helped me so much about all the choreography. And of course, Miss Sari has been so wonderful, so kind, and helped me. This is what I want. This is what I want them to look. There's so many little advice helped me. That was the first year. Then in the first year, actually, we are able to perform the older studio, the Julia Morgan. And then last 4 years we moved to the new theater, which is a completely different. Instead of like 4 weekends, we have only 1 weekend, and we have to put 6 shows in 1 weekend. And then it's the whole thing is a little different from each year was a little challenging, change the studio. And this is a performance from level 1 through studio company, whole entire school involved, and we rehearse every weekend, and then studio company maybe 2 times or maybe 3 times a week, and a long hour for the weekend, where the studio level 1 through 6 coming only once a week. For the weekend, and a lot of commitment for the parents too. Then we each of the section looks good, but until the full call, we are all nervous. Oh my, I feel ready, but I never seen everything. Everybody in the studio putting together for the other one production. First time Miss Sari gonna come to see the whole production in the studio with us, and even for us, Mr. Robert, Susan, us, everybody. Whole excitement in the studio. That actually the first full course makes me nervous more than opening night, I have to say. That's the first thing where I made there's a hole somewhere. Did I teach everything? Even I go through each section, the first full core rehearsal is my biggest opening night every year. I can't sleep that moment, but this year I really miss it. But Miss Susan was little mention about it. I'm here I'm here for 5 years for putting together for this beautiful Nutcracker. The 5 years as an adult, we look same, but for the kids, for the 5 years, oh my goodness, because I have a videotape each year, how they grow up. It's unbelievable and so beautiful that, 5 years ago they are dancing with a little pillow, and now they are in those flower. How this happened? Those things is such excitement. And every year I'm learning so much and excited, and they gave me a lot of inspiration. And of course, learning Miss Sari's this beautiful story of Nutcracker with kindness and giving, and has been really make us really warm inside. And I really truly honor I get to be involved with you all, and for the students and families. And thank you very much for allowing me to help this beautiful Nutcracker. And also, Miss Sari, thank you very, very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Ms. Kari, and thank you for all the work you've done over the last several years to put this show together. I know everyone's so grateful to have you leading this production, and I agree, the full call rehearsal is always like, oh my gosh, is everything ready? And you sort of find those, like, oh, there. But I love whenever there's a moment and you like, oh, I know this part, and you go and you like literally know every single part from the angel to the sugar plum in this show. It's amazing. So thank you for all of your work on the production. Yes. And Ali, thank you so much for all of your work behind the scenes. People cannot imagine how much goes into the production of a show like this, and you've coordinated with families and volunteers, helped the load in and load out. I think that, Nutcracker Week for you is usually like a 70 to 80 hour work week, and your commitment to this school and to this production is just incredible. And I wonder if you could share a little bit about your experiences behind the scenes in the theater.
Yeah, well, my pathway to loving this production of the Nutcracker definitely came through the parent volunteers. This would almost be 10 years for me, which is kind of shocking. The time is going so fast, but I had the opportunity to start, at least in working with the Nutcracker backstage and helping the parent guardians volunteer and schedule and learn the show and run the show, which really is an extraordinary thing. I think one of my favorite things is watching like the parent of a dancer who's an angel experience backstage and experience like the production process for the very first time and navigate stage makeup and figure out how to read a call sheet and how to know what cast your dancers in, and then to hear that same parent guardian a couple years down the road and they're meeting a new angel parent, and it's like, oh well, here's what you need to really pay attention to, and when the sheet says this, like make sure you show up on time, and just having generations of families who've come together around the Nutcracker and around this particular Nutcracker, which has such an incredible story and such an important place in all of our sort of hearts, is really the best. And I think I will definitely miss moments that I think are unique to this Nutcracker. For anybody who's worked backstage, like seeing it from the audience, whether or not snow is going to drop is like the moment. And, the music really builds up to it. And then there's this moment and it either drops or it doesn't drop, and nobody's quite sure which way it's going to go. And so it's really created a lot of fun and a lot of, I think, opportunities for parents to get to be with their kids in a way that they might otherwise not had the chance to. So I think I'm very, very grateful to Sally for having the opportunity to experience this production and the really high caliber of production that comes out of dancers working really hard and families working really hard to make sure that we meet the standard and it can be a year after year of show. I've also had a chance to go through the footage that you'll all see later tonight and spent a lot of time with it, and it's been really fun to see the changes that have come from year to year, but also the continuity and the special memories that that every dancer is having on the stage that is really the same regardless of which Spanish costume they're wearing or what the choreography might look like. So I'm really excited to be able to present this.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us tonight, and thank you to everyone in our community for your years of contributions to this show, whether they be on the stage, behind the scenes, backstage pulling curtains, calling the show, getting everyone into makeup, working the ticket booth out in the lobby. It really is a community effort, and it's been such a gift to be a part of this community over the last few years, and I'm really honored to share tonight's performance with you all, and to see just 3 decades of dancers in this show is really wonderful. Between the first and second act, we have a few of our dancers and families who have recorded short video messages about what this show means to them. So during the intermission, you'll be able to hear from members of our community telling little behind-the-scenes stories and moments that have brought them joy from years of Nutcracker past. So please stick around for that, and of course, the second act will follow shortly after. Thank you all so much. Happy holidays, and take care.
Hello, I'm one of the stage crew dads, one of the many invisible hands that help to run a Nutcracker performance. I love the Nutcracker as it really builds up the Christmas spirits towards the holidays. And it allows me to work together with my daughter Marlena on something she loves, dancing and expressing herself through ballet. One of my most favorite moments is just before the performance begins. The curtain is closed, all the dancers are in position, excited and a bit anxious to put their months of training into the performance. The light is dimming, and somebody says, "Welcome to Berkeley Ballet Theatre production of The Nutcracker. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones and locate the nearest exit. And now, please enjoy the performance."
Act 1. One Christmas Eve outside the house of toy maker and magician Herr Drosselmeyer, two young orphans, Clara and Fritz, shiver in the snow. When Drosselmeyer's relatives come to visit, Fritz tries to sneak in behind them, but Drosselmeyer stops him. Fritz and his sister peek in through the frosted windows to see the family opening presents and eating Christmas dinner while they have nothing but an old blanket to keep themselves warm. Huddled with Fritz, Clara drops off to sleep and has a strange and wonderful dream. In her dream, Herr Drosselmeyer takes pity on Fritz and Clara. He invites them inside, where they find a beautiful Christmas tree. They are disappointed that all the presents have been opened, but Drosselmeyer brings out 3 dolls, a mouse, a soldier, and a ballerina. He works a powerful spell to bring the dolls to life, and they dance for Clara and Fritz. Clara loves her doll, but Fritz is not pleased with his. He gets carried away and breaks Clara's doll. Drosselmeyer repairs the doll for Clara, and she falls asleep with her newly fixed Nutcracker doll. In Clara's dream within a dream, she shrinks to the size of a toy soldier, and to teach Fritz a lesson, Herr Drosselmeyer turns him into a mouse. A battle erupts between the toy soldiers and the mice. The leaders, the Mouse King and the Nutcracker Prince, duel. Suddenly, Clara realizes that the Mouse King is actually Fritz. She throws herself between the Mouse King and the Nutcracker Prince to end the fight. Fritz and Clara are happy to be together again, and Fritz vows that he has learned his lesson. The Nutcracker Prince then transforms into the Cavalier and introduces Fritz and Clara to the Snow Queen and King. The Snow Queen and King lead them all through the land of snow to the magical kingdom of sweets.
Hey, BBT.
Hi, PPT.
My name is John DeSario, and this is Lev.
Lev DeSario.
And we're here to talk about the Nutcracker. I was in the Nutcracker not when I was 4, like this guy, but when I was 8, and all the way through high school, I got to be in Miss Sally and Robbie's Nutcracker every winter. And a lot of adventures ensued, of course. I actually have this really amazing old shirt from the original Nutcracker.
I can't see.
It's a snow scene. Remember?
It's the waltz of the snowflakes.
Yeah, Waltz of the Snowflakes. That's right, Lev. And now it's part of our family tradition.
Yeah.
And Lev, what's your favorite part of the Nutcracker?
The battle.
The battle. It's funny that you bring that up, Lev, because by the time I was in high school, I got to dance some amazing roles besides the really fun parts like soldiers and lambs. And I got to be the Mouse King. You know who the Mouse King is?
He's the big mouse that leads all the other mice.
Yeah, he's the big mouse that leads all the other mice against the Nutcracker and all the soldiers. And funny story, I was on stage as the Mouse King, and my Nutcracker prince, who was Dave Cato at the time, did a saute right off the front of the stage. And he was unscathed. He was completely fine and safe because the Nutcracker wire head saved him. And he came up and had a little dent on it, but he was totally fine. And then we just kind of, after we checked on him, we kept going. So I got to be the Mouse King. I also got to be, oh my gosh, the Snow King with Corinne Jonas. And I got to be the Nutcracker Prince by the time I graduated high school with Lauren Jonas. And I definitely missed being in the Nutcracker after I left and became a professional dancer in Minneapolis and Oakland and San Francisco. But of course, Smew and Ballet has their own Christmas tradition, which was a lot of fun. However, after my time dancing professionally, when I came back, I did get a phone call one day about an emergency Nutcracker need, and I got to step in at BBT one last time as a Nutcracker Prince, and that was a lot of fun. He wasn't around yet, but a lot of my family had a really fun time seeing me.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, you weren't born yet. And then after that, I had the amazing opportunity to kind of complete my cycle of Nutcracker roles, and I got to be the most magical role of all, Uncle
Drosselmeyer.
Uncle Drosselmeyer. And Lev, do you remember going to BBTs with Nona last year? That was really fun. So it will be part of his life, and just as it was part of my life. And who knows, maybe you'll see another DeSario up there soon. Happy holidays, and thank you, Miss Sally, and always hold my time at BBT and the Nutcracker
And GINIB.
in my heart.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Mila. I danced at BBT for 7 years, and my favorite role in the Nutcracker was doing Milk and Cookies.
Hi, I'm Sam. I've been doing the Nutcracker at BBT for 6 years, and my favorite role I've done was the Green Soldier. We really loved being in the BBT Nutcracker.
Yeah, thank you, BBC.
Hi, my name is Sophie, and I'm an alum of the BBT Youth Company. I have so many wonderful memories of participating in the Sally Streets Nutcracker, but for sure, one of the most special memories to me of the whole production was participating in Snow Corps. I think that Snow Corps really captures the feeling of solidarity and the feeling of community that exists within the BBT Youth Company. And I remember when I first learned the role, I was flake number 6, and I was so grateful to the older, more seasoned youth company members who all took the time to teach me the role and mentor me, going over the steps after rehearsals together and cheering me on from the wings. After I'd performed the role myself for several years, I was able to pass on that tradition of mentoring a new dancer and a new member of Snow Corps, and it always felt like such a moment of community whenever we were rehearsing and performing that piece. So thank you to Miss Sally for creating these moments for us, and I will cherish all of my memories of dancing in your Nutcracker for many years to come.
Hi, my name is Maya Bloomhard, and I participated in BBT's production of the Nutcracker from 2007 to 2017. Watching BBT's Nutcracker for the first time at 6 years old is what really drew me to BBT. I remember being so mesmerized by the elegance and the beauty of the Sugar Plum Fairy that I knew that I wanted to take classes to work hard and one day wear that very same pink tutu and tiara. But aside from getting to dance my dream role, participating in BBT's production of the Nutcracker has had a huge impact on my life, as this production has been such a large part of my childhood. I think also that this Nutcracker has a really special way of bringing people together. Through being a student at BBT and participating in the Nutcracker, I found lifelong friends who have been so supportive of me, whether that means having had supported me through the various roles that I've danced, or even supporting me today. I've also gained amazing mentors who are all so loving and so caring. I think that we are all uniquely bonded through our various experiences with this Nutcracker, and I'm so thankful to have been a part of something so inspiring and so joyful, and ultimately to have gained a second family out of it. So thank you, Miss Sally, for creating such a beautiful production, for bringing people together, and of course for your support all these years.
Hi, I'm Cecily Cooner, and I have a lot of fond memories of Berkeley Ballet Theater's Nutcracker. My first memory is this all-call Saturday rehearsal where I was around 11 and I was a soldier, and I remember watching the girl who was dancing Snow Queen and just being in complete awe and knowing that that was what I wanted to do. I think one of the most amazing gifts that BBT gave me was the experience of dancing lead roles, pas de deux, when I was a teenager in school. It took me years in a professional company to get to the point where I was getting roles like that. But when I did get there, when I finally got to dance Sugar Plum, I knew I could do it already, which was really good confidence-wise. I went into it having an idea of how it was going to feel performing it. I knew that I would be incredibly nervous, and I knew that it was going to be hard work, but I also knew that my overall memory of performing that pas de deux at BBT was just having so much fun, loving every moment of being on stage, and I tried to take that with me. Just that is the essence of what you want to portray, is just that this is why I dance. I dance because I love it, and hopefully the audience feels that that enjoyment when they watch you. Once when Imogene was doing the Sugar Plum variation, the very first part that's so quiet and we were just watching, and then suddenly as she's doing it, she's like, fire! And sure enough, the speaker was on fire, and someone ran over with a water bottle, and we were like, no, it's an electric fire. But it all turned out okay.
Hi, I'm Bee, and I was in the Nutcracker in 2019. I was an angel, and my favorite part of the Nutcracker is the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Hi, I'm Audrey Jones, and I danced in Miss Sally and Robbie Nichols' Nutcracker for 12 years.
Hi, I'm Eugene Bulgatz. I danced in Miss Sally's Nutcracker for 11 years.
And Eugene and I danced Clara and Fritz in the 2016 Nutcracker. I think that Miss Sally and Robbie Nichols' inspiring story of Clara and Fritz is really special and enduring. And it feels especially relevant to us today because its message is about resilience in times of hardship, the magic and optimism of hope, and the power of generosity and kindness.
It's not only obviously a demanding role, seeing that you're on stage for a great deal of the performance, but it obviously shows the friendliness and playfulness of the ballet that Miss Sally created.
Okay, so there's so much that I loved about playing Clara, but I think two things stand out to me. One is that it's a role where you get to dance and act, and you get to participate in the story all the way through. And the other thing that I love is that you're able to interact with so many people in the cast, from the mice and soldiers to the Pierrots to Flowers and Butterfly to Sugar Plum and Cavalier. And I got to meet and befriend so many people when I was Clara. and that was super awesome.
First of all, I always dreamed of dancing Fritz. I remember when I was little, like dancing in the back of rehearsals whenever I could, and just like watching every Fritz that would go through the years. I would like watch through that little hole in Studio A, like popping up. When I was cast as Fritz, it was a dream come true. But not only that, it's just an amazing character dance. You have that relationship and playfulness of like a brother and sister. And it was just super fun. Some special words for Miss Sally is that she obviously taught me so many things over the years. She also created a ballet that inspired me and so many others. And this inspiration gave me the motivation to work hard every day inside, in and out of the studio. She's an amazing teacher, and I love her.
Yeah, so I also wanted to say thank you, Miss Sally, for creating a wonderful, meaningful Nutcracker for us to perform in and grow with and learn from. Every role that I danced taught me something about resilience, creativity, collaboration, artistry, and hard work. And your kind encouragement throughout the years really made such a difference to me. And I'm so grateful for your mentorship. And of course, thank you for giving me the opportunity to make so many lifelong friends through your Nutcracker. Thank you so much for everything.
My name is Christopher Warhus, and I was in BBT's The Nutcracker from 2001 to 2008. My fondest moment of being in The Nutcracker was definitely my very, very first performance. I just remember being like totally taken aback by how thrilling it was to be on stage and to perform in front of other people. It was so much fun, and that never subsided over the next 7-8 years that I was in The Nutcracker, and I just think that that's really what inspired me to become a professional dancer. I also just remember having such a blast backstage and just being so silly with everyone. And I think it just really taught us that, hard work can be so much fun if you're doing what you love and you're doing it with the right people. I really can't imagine a better Christmas tradition having grown up in, and I'm so thankful for the experiences that I had being in the Nutcracker.
Hello, my name is Georgia Davidson. I'm a junior. I've been dancing since I was 2 years old and BBT since the 8th grade. So I have had the honor of dancing 3 spectacular shows of the Nutcracker so far, and all of them have been some of my fondest memories in my ballet career so far. My favorite roles have definitely been Clara and the Sugar Plum Fairy, as I think both have a lot of acting in it, and that's my favorite part of ballet. And I think that's what, the audience might not know perfect technique, but they can understand the dancers' emotions and how they feel, and they can relate to it, and I think that's what makes the bond. My favorite backstage memory has definitely been just the overall family energy of everyone. I think, we have our funny little rituals that we do to stay grounded, and we have our hype circles, and it just keeps the energy very positive, and it's very nice. I just wanted to say thank you to Miss Sally for letting us perform this wonderful show. I think it is so powerful, and it means so much to both the dancers and also the audience. Some people can't go a year without watching it, and I think there's just so much magic in the whole thing, so thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Katrina Takata Glushkov, and BBT has been home for me since 2003. For me, and perhaps many of us, home means many things, from the charmingly sweaty Studio A at Julia Morgan to Secret Snowflake in the theater, to snaps each time a friend landed a flawless pirouette, and so much more. September through December always will be Nutcracker season in my head, even though I'm 6 years removed from participating in my last BBT Nutcracker. Nutcracker was perhaps the single most clear marker of growth in that time of our lives. It brought its own feelings of home with it. Home means that moment just before the opening music begins, that moment of total stillness, filled with hope and excitement in the wings, Clara and Fritz with their blanket along with family on stage right, and 2 snowflakes along with Drosselmeyer on stage left. Home means every moment of awe, inspiration, and joy that comes with the eye contact you make with your big angels or with your mirlitons, or later with your little angels, your lambs, or your fellow snow and flower corps. And finally, at the end of the show, home is the moment when, after the finale, we all kneel on stage in a tight cluster. They lower down the house scene backdrop just inches in front of Sugar Plum and Cavalier's toes. And for 60 seconds on stage behind that backdrop, we catch our breath, smile at one another, adjust our point shoe ribbons, and wipe the sweat off our heads. The audience, meanwhile, watches, moved as the family walks out of Drosselmeyer's. Daughter graciously gifts Clara her Nutcracker, and this new and more whole family from two different backgrounds comes together. Home is when they raise up the wintry house backdrop and we wave the final goodbye between our land of the sweets and Claire and Fritz. Now, I'm really thrilled to see BBT's new rendition of the Nutcracker come to life. It will definitely be an amazing production, but for me and probably for the dozens of other BBT alumni who grew up with this Nutcracker, I think till the day that we die, every year when Nutcracker music plays in the department store, we'll mark Miss Sally's original choreography that lives on in our bodies and hearts.
Hi, I'm Laura Mead. I was at BBT from 1998 to 2002, and I love remembering BBT's Nutcracker. It was a really wonderful experience all those 4 years. And I loved especially the bustle and the warmth and the excitement of getting ready in the upstairs dressing room at the Julia Morgan Theater, and thinking especially about Sugar Plum getting to wear a little bit of glitter and those floral arrangement crystals that would go at the back of your bun. But one thing none of us really enjoyed were those pink puffs. If anybody remembers, they'd go on your upper arm and they were just uncomfortable and just felt a little too Barbie. So one day Clara actually, and Frances Stolman was Sugar Plum. This must have been 99 or 2000 maybe. And I come out at the top of Act 2, and she's already out there, and we give each other kisses, and she said, "I can't find my pink puffs." And I almost lost it that she talked to me on stage and that she was clearly missing a part of her costume, which was an accident, but I can't say that it was an unhappy accident for her. So from then on, for that round of Nutcracker, we tried to sneak in little moments that we could talk to each other and surprise each other in really subtle ways, saying Merry Christmas during Merlitons and sneaking in other little messages while we could on stage. So hope everybody has a Merry Christmas wherever you are, and looking forward to the Nutcracker in years to come.
My name is Hella Socrates, and I participated in the BBT Nutcracker from 1994 until 2007. And I would say my favorite part was probably Chinese. It was always a lot of fun to do that. And then besides all the shows and the rehearsals, I really, really enjoyed doing the Secret Santa gift exchange every year. And Dino, what is your favorite part of the Nutcracker?
When Drosselmeyer fixes the Nutcracker, when Fritz breaks it and Drosselmeyer fixes it, and Clara dances with it, but Fritz and all the angels and friends want to take the Nutcracker.
Do you have a favorite dancer in the Nutcracker that you saw from last year?
The mouses.
The mice? All right,
yeah.
Cool.
Because I fight.
Hi there, my name is Levi, and I was part of Berkeley Ballet Theater, I believe probably from 2007 to maybe 2013-14. I played a few roles, Drosselmeyer, Arabian, and Mother Ginger. I have amazing memories. I loved having my son be a part of that theater experience when he was younger. He was 5 or 6 at the time. And I just have wonderful memories from a lot of the kids I was able to work with. So I think my favorite part was really being able to support those kids, either the duet partner for Arabian or all the kids in Mother Ginger, really working with them so that they could have a great show and a great experience. I think that was really the best part of it. So I hope everyone is well. I miss seeing Sally and Allie and the rest of the BBT gang. So I hope everyone is doing well and safe. And take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Ava, and I participated in Nutcracker until I graduated from high school in 2017. My favorite role to perform was Arabian, and my favorite part of being backstage was always the love and the camaraderie that was a part of every single show and every single rehearsal leading up to Nutcracker. All of those things really made me the person that I am today, and I am eternally grateful for all of those moments and all of the people that I was able to share them with.
Hi, I'm Ashira, and my first year at BBT was in 2009, and I graduated last year. My favorite moment in Nutcracker, the moment that has continued to motivate me as I've continued to dance in college as a dance major, and I think a moment that I had really been searching for my dance career, was last year as Snow Queen, when I was entering the stage and I was bowing to Clara. Clara came to greet me, and I bowed to her, and the smiles we had on our faces, there was no acting, there was no exaggeration. We were in character, but it was just this pure joy, like all the effort, all the blood, the sweat, the tears, it was 100% undoubtedly worth it for this moment where she passed the baton to me and the stage was mine. And for the next 15 minutes that I was dancing on stage, it was my stage, and it was completely magical. And I think most dancers, if not all dancers, could say that is the moment, that is the feeling that they are searching for when they dance.
Hi, I'm Susan, and this is my granddaughter, Sierra, and Sierra has seen the Nutcracker 3 times. She's currently 6. This will be her 4th time on TV this year. And do you want to tell them what your favorite things are?
My favorite part of the Nutcracker is the Sugar Plum Fairy.
And what are some other things that you like?
And mine, I like the dancing, singing.
That was Easton. He's 3. He has seen the Nutcracker 1 time last year. What else, Sierra? What else do you like?
I like when I like the tree.
Yeah.
Thanks. And me too.
My name is Erin Dare, and I've had the great privilege to be the Nutcracker mother in BBT's Nutcracker performance. I have been a Nutcracker mother longer than I have been a real-life mother, and it's been an honor to be able to play this role in this production. It's been my privilege to be able to see the dancers develop and become amazing people and contributors to society, and to help impart Robbie Nichols and Sally Street's message that giving unconditionally and genuinely from the heart is the greatest gift of all, especially for the holidays.
I'm Chris Walton. I got to play father for about 15 years, and yeah, I just did it to put on the costume. How often do you get to put on a top hat and pull out a pocket watch and be MOC like that? Yeah, but really, I liked watching the kids grow up and get to go from little kid performers to big kid performers, and it just became a part of our Christmas season. It wouldn't have been Christmas without it. So we're glad to have done it with you, and Merry Christmas.
And it's been a great holiday tradition in our house. So happy holidays to everyone, and we look forward to the next 40 years with a brand new Nutcracker that's just as genuine and heartfelt as Sally and Robbie's.
Hear, hear.
Act 2. Clara and Fritz are greeted by a host of angels and the Sugar Plum Fairy who rules the kingdom. The Cavalier recalls the battle scene and Clara's bravery. The Sugar Plum Fairy is so impressed that she invites all the sweets to entertain the children. Spanish chocolate, Arabian coffee, Chinese tea, Russian troikas, French mirlitons and their lambs, and Mother Ginger with her little Perrots. Clara and Fritz join in a waltz with a bouquet of fragrant flowers and a beautiful yellow butterfly. Finally, the Sugar Plum Fairy and the Cavalier perform their magical dance. Just as the sweets are joyously dancing together, Clara is awakened from her dream by light shining from Herr Drosselmeyer's house. As the guests leave, they suddenly realize that these poor orphans in the street have no home. They take the children into their arms and decide that from then on, Clara and Fritz shall be part of their family. Clara knows that her dream has come true when her new sister smiles at her and gives her a very special gift. The performances of Berkeley Ballet Theatre are dedicated to every child who has no home this holiday season, and to those who help find them one. Together, may we all find the magic of Clara's dream come true. Robbie Nichols and Sally Streets.